Okay, so continuing further, we'll come to the practice now about what needs to be done on a daily basis for more than 12 plus hours or even more, meaning at least 18 hours. So, what should you do? So, here is what I would do. So, try to see if you can do. First thing is that you have to remove the hindrances before we come to the Silavanta. So, the reference point here is Anguttara Nikaya 9.40. Okay, we are going to take that sutta just to show you that what should you do. If we miss this step, it's difficult. You see here, if you can see this, you'll find it's not closing eyes, it's not doing anything but removing the 5 hindrances. Okay, so the first starting point, whether I'm sitting or standing or lying down or walking, doesn't matter which posture I'm going to do, I'm going to find out the hindrance. So he started from the top. We can go from top or bottom, it doesn't matter. So let's go by whatever Buddha is recommending. So I'll go from the top. And if I go from the top, I can see it is abhijja. Abhijja means excess desire. So I shouldn't set an excess desire. So I should find contentment. So am I contented or discontented? Okay. Now what makes contented? What makes discontented? Comparison makes discontented. Non-comparison makes it contented. That means to say, I shouldn't compare with any person. I shouldn't have this jealous or whatever feeling that why am I not able to do it? Why I'm not getting it? Because that creates restlessness. So the first thing I need to do is look for abhijja. Abhijja do manasam. Abhijja means expecting more than what is there. For expecting more than what is there, I am comparing. So for the next 1 hour, in this 18-hour period, okay, let's say I'm starting now, I need to find out in this 1 hour all the 5 hindrances and address them. So if I have a abhijja, even for this becoming an arhat or anagami or whatever it is, I need to set a goal, but shouldn't have abhijja. So that creates domanasa. I shouldn't be doing that. And it triggers a reaction which will make it discontented. Okay. So I need to find whether I'm discontented at this point in time with anything. Discontent with family, discontented with job, discontented with this one, whatever we are working. Any discontentment, I have to remove it. So he's saying that, so abhijjam loke pahaya vigata abhijjena chetasa viharati abhijjaya chittam parisodeti. Vigatha, burning. Abhijjena chetasa viharati. So abhijjam loka pahaya, he has to cut the loka. Now there is a Mulakasutta which I'm going to show to you so that you understand what is this loka. Okay. So Hold on, let me share this and you'll see it in action. Okay, this is the loka. So when I see something through the eyes or hear something through the ears, smell something through the nose, taste something through the tongue, touch the body through touch, and cognize any objects mentally created like wife, husband, house, property, money, country, etc., etc., they create loka. So loke abhijja. Abhijja is on loka. You have to make sure that I don't compare. Comparison, if I have, leads to competition. So there's nothing to compete. It's coming out of suffering, not of comparison and complicating it with competition. What does that mean? Somebody is able to sit for 4 hours and I'm able to sit for 40 minutes. Now I have an abhijja that I need to sit for 4 hours because the loka is created now. That's it. That comparison will kill the chitta, not having any kind of defilements. So if somebody is sitting for 4 hours, so be it. Somebody is sitting for 8 hours, so be it. Somebody is doing whatever they are doing, so be it. I don't care because I don't want to add dukkha. What's the basis? The basis here is sukha, not dukkha. On the same token, I might feel I shouldn't enter into jhanas. I have to correct that. But somebody doesn't want to enter jhanas. Where? Somebody can enter into 8 jhanas. Where? But I'm not able to enter into 8 jhanas. No comparison. You need to see why you can't enter into jhana rather than going on two extremes. Either I don't want to get into jhana because I feel that's not what Buddha said, which is false, which is baseless, and which is also essenceless on one side. And then that creates domanasa. When we come to domanasa, we'll see that since I can't do it, I don't want to do it. And I feel nobody should do it because then that creates a problem for me. Somebody doing it, I'm not doing it, is a problem. So then I would say you shouldn't do it, which is also part of abhijja. It is covetousness because now if somebody has it and you don't have it, so you want it, which you can't have it. So then that's a thing, right? This is the first hindrance after sitting. Parimukham upettapetva is not closing eyes. Okay? This is the world, and this is the sutta which we started with. Rukkamula gatova, shunyagara gatova, whatever. The same thing is there in Satipatthana Sutta. And there is a confusion in people when they look at Parimukham Upettapetva. It's making in the front, seeing in the front, nothing to do with closing eyes or watching the breath or whatever that is. You see, it's the same words, same sentence, but you see, what is he asking you to do? Okay. So you need to know that the same phrase, same sentence can be used for different purposes. And that's the reason Satipatthana is the last thing you can learn after finishing these preliminary things, followed by the steps indicated in the Maharahulavada Sutta, then completing 16 steps of Anapanasati, then coming into Kaigata Sati, establishing mindfulness of both mind and body. Then, as a conclusion, before you become an Arhat or an Anagami, to the Satipatthana. It's a disaster if somebody takes Satipatthana initially and getting muddled with words and having his own interpretation or somebody's interpretation and thinking that that's the right interpretation and then starts doing something irrelevant. So the first step before I enter into Silavanta is to remove the hindrances. So I need to do the exact thing what is mentioned in Satipatthana, but here I am removing the abhijja. So in this 1 hour or more, depending upon how much abhijja I have, I need to reflect upon it and give up comparison and competition. This brings in abhijja. Then we come to the vyapada, padosa, dvesha. Vyapada, padosa. This is a nice thing. Dosa is dislike. Why do I dislike? Of the same loka. Now, abhyapadam chitta. So I have to bring it to abhyapada, because if I bring in padosa and vyapada, starts to burn. Nibbana is cooling down, extinguishment. And I need to see at this point in time, am I irritated? Am I in anger? And all of this happens because of sight, sound, taste, touch, smell. So I need to see whether did I break anything of Indriya Sambara. Okay. What does that mean? It means that in the bhavana of Indriya, I have not done it. That is, the Samathā has not happened. So I have to stop this, go back to Samathā and fix that. Because without Samathā, this is not possible. We are into Jhāna. So it doesn't work. Okay. Now, once I do this, meaning once I see that there is no ill will, and how do I remove ill will? By putting metta on myself. Why? Because I am burning. If somebody burns or not is secondary. I'm burning. Let's say I had an argument with someone. That's burning. Let's say somebody came on the road in between and I'm in fear. And because of that, dislike has started. It's padosa. And in India, as you're aware, anything can come in between. There's always fear of driving. And that creates padosa and vyapada. because there's always a shaking in fear. Okay. So before I enter into jhanas, or before I even look at jhanas, I need to remove this hindrance. Okay. Now, when I remove that, then I will come with sympathy for all living beings, because I see the burning in everyone. Now, I'm not burning. Aham avero homi, abhyapajo homi, anigo homi, that I've done on myself, and I've put water and I've forgiven that situation. So I'm not keeping grudge. I'm not getting violent. And if I was violent on myself, I've apologized myself that I'll be careful next time. Okay, that's a second one. Now come to the third one. It's very important here. It's because you have to create alokasanya with sati sampajanya. Now, I'll explain to you what it means. In Indriya Samvara, you have to have sampajanya. You have to develop sampajanya, meaning you need to know what the eye is doing. You need to know what the ear is doing, and each senses. Now, if samatha has not happened, sampajanya is a theory. It will not work. So the thing I need to do is, if abhijja vyapada are cool down, now I need to look it in 4 ways. The first way is sathaka. For samadhi, sathaka has to be there. And we are entering into samadhi. Jhāna is samadhi. So without sathaka, without purpose, you cannot enter into samadhi. Not possible. The reason why mind goes into sleepiness, not the body sleepiness, the drowsiness of the mind, or the clouding of the mind, or fog of the mind, or whatever you want to call that as, is because the reason why you're doing it is unclear. What's that you want to achieve? I don't know. Right? I don't know. See, if I don't know, there is no aloka sanni. Aloka means light, perception of light. Perception of light is required for both body and mind. Now, my purpose itself is not known. So, sapaya, like yesterday, he was talking about MN 106, aninja sapaya sutta. Sapaya means suitable. Now, sapaya sampajanya, what is suitable to be done? So, if my interest is fourth jhana, upekha, then I need to put all the necessary conditions which will establish me in fourth jhana. That's sapaya. And that's exactly what he's explaining in MN 106. He brings in those factors which takes you to fourth jhana. So he first takes out Mara, then he takes out Rupa, then he takes out Rupa Sanni. Like that, he keeps on doing it to get into Arupa. He prepares the ground and he removes those things which are not required in Manasikara. In the same way, I need to do this. Otherwise, if there is no purpose, there's no chanda, no interest. The moment there is no interest, there is no manasikara. There is no manasikara, there is no contact. Passa. If there is no contact, there is no good feeling. Right? You want sukha. I think you are doing for sukha. I don't know, people sitting here are expecting dukkha to come. Because life is dukkha anyway. I don't know what are you expecting it to be. And then, if it is sukha, and if you don't know for what you're doing, then the Vedana will be dukkha Vedana. So you're just burning your seat with cushion, looking at 1 hour to be done. And then, so 1 hour is done, you stretch your leg or whatever, then again, think of doing the same thing again, which makes it even more drowsy. Because I'm disinterested. And now I'm counting my retreat days. 1 day over, 2 day over, like that, which makes no sense. So there's no aloka sanni, because I don't know for what reason I'm doing this. So first thing is the purpose, sataka. Second thing is sapaya, suitability. Bring in those factors which makes it suitable. And the third one, very important, gochara. If my senses are not restrained, it will go wherever for grazing. Gochara sampajanya. Okay. And the last one, asammoha. Is it taking me into moha? It's not taking into moha. I should practice like what is indicated by the Buddha in the Dvida Vitakka Sutta. One taking towards bondage, another taking towards liberation. This jhana I am establishing, is it for bondage? Is it for liberation? That's the reason he's put there, sato sampajanyo thinamidha chittam parisodeti. Only when I know my purpose, there is no sleepiness. And in another sutta, Buddha says, consider that your head is on fire. Don't have time to debate over what you should do, which tradition should you follow, or which custom you have to follow, or what you should follow. Just do it. What I say means not I am saying, what Buddha says. Okay. Now that's what I need to do. Then, if you have done perfectly, the restlessness comes down. Otherwise, you are in for a battle with kukucha, which will talk about past, and udacha, which will take you to future. In future, I will not do it, restlessness. Oh, I shouldn't have done this, is kukucha. Anudhato viharati. And what is put there? Upasanta chitto. Upasanta means peaceful state. How? Reflecting on the Dhamma. What Dhamma? The 15 Charana Dhammas. What else? MN 53. That's your Dhamma. That's your roadmap, basically. And then parisodeti. So in this 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever hour, to begin with, you should do this. Then the final one, the most dangerous one, which will not allow people to do anything, is visikiccha. He uses a nice word called tinna visikiccho viharati akathan kathi kusalesu dhammesu. Doubt will come when you have akusala. So if something of akusala is there, you'll get a doubt. Whether should I do this way or should I do that way? And that means you have nothing to do with indecision. You have decided. So then you have to bring in samma vayamo, removing the kusala, and this also there is satipatthana in the hindrances. Each one he talks about how this has come, how we are going to remove, blah blah. So whichever we want to use it, use it. And when you do that, so ime pancha nivarane pahaya chetaso upakilese panyaya dubbali karane. Dubbali karane means which takes you down. These 5 hindrances will not allow the chitta to stay in peace nor go up. Then having done this, we are ready for Silavanta before we jump here back into the jhanas. Okay. Any questions before I start on that section? Hope you have understood. If you have any questions, feel free. So we started with MN 53. Now we took MN 152 for Indriya Bhavana. So you have to cut the senses from going outside. That brings in Samatha. After knowing for oneself that you are in Samatha, now we started with this Sutta, which will talk about how to establish by removing hindrances. Now that we have established, here is what I would do. And I and Ashwin are going to do today. So this will be for till the evening. Same thing, no difference in doing. So, Rupa Vedana Sanya Sankhara Vinyan. First, make your self, S-E-L-F, self, into 5 parts. You means Rupa, you means Vedana, you means Sanya, you means Sankhara, you means Vinyana. So, example, Vilas means Rupa. There's no other Vilas than Rupa. Okay. Then Vedana, feeling. Who is feeling? Vilas. What is he feeling? Liking, disliking, neither liking nor disliking, or pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. Okay. What's perception? Who is having perception? Vilas. Not opinion, perception. What perception he has? Vilas. That's a perception. Okay. And what's a sankhara? Abhisankharonti. Let Vilas be like this. Let Vilas be like that. Let Vilas eye be like this. Let Vilas ear be like that. Let Vilas nose be like this. Let Vilas tongue be like this. Let Vilas body be like this. Let Vilas mind be like this. Other than this, there is no other sankhara. Chakku sanchetana, sota sanchetana, ghana sanchetana, jibha sanchetana, kaya sanchetana, mano sanchetana. Any sanchetana, sancheta iti is sankhara. I don't agree with it. Please refer to Sanyukta Nikayas. There are a lot of suttas on that. Whoever has a problem with it, take up with Buddha on that sutta. Don't come back to me. I'll just tell you the sutta, go and fight with the sutta. If somebody feels there are a lot of sankharas which comes from body, that's wrong. Go by what Buddha says and just do what he says. Okay. In here, you don't have to put your 2 cents to it. No sense required. Just do it. Now, Vilas has a sankhara. So it's Vilas who is cognizing. What does he cognize? Sights, sound, taste, touch, smell, and mental objects. This is what he cognizes. As soon as a object comes, there's a cognition of that object. He will recognize it as either known object or unknown object. If it is known, he likes it or dislikes it. If it is unknown, he ignores it or doesn't know it. Same thing with sound. If it is a known sound, he will like it or dislike it. If it is an unknown sound, he is neutral to it because he is ignorant about it. If it is taste, it is known, he will like it or dislike it. If there is no that's taste, he is neutral with it. What does that mean? Let's say I go to Aryu's home and there's so many Chinese food which I don't even know what it is. So he asks me, would you like to try Chinese today? Or Cambodian, or rather Vietnamese, or something? I have no idea. That's neutral. It might be named whatever. I only tell him, Aryu, I don't want any non-vegetarian in that. Ah, no, no, it's a veg one. Like Aryu and Cindy, we had gone to one restaurant. I had no clue of what that food is. And that is neutral because I don't know. But when I eat it, I will know. So when I know, I will either like it or dislike it. That's what the consciousness is going to do, cognizing, like, dislike, neutral. That's why the Buddha says, what does the consciousness know? Sukha, dukkha, adukha, asukha. It will brand it as that. Touch. Now let's take good examples here. We went to Santa Cruz beach. I have no idea what is Santa Cruz, not even the beach. Okay. So when these people are talking, let's go to Santa Cruz, it's neutral. I don't know. But we went to the beach. It's sunny. Do you like it? No. It's not sunny. Do you like it? Yes. Now, in that sunny thing, there are people lying on the beach, half nude or whatever, with a lot of creams, sunbathing. Would I like it? Yes, I would. But it's hot. Doesn't matter. Because the cognition says that, hey, this is an interesting thing here. So at that time, the sunburn is okay. But if it is boring beach, nobody being there, it's really boring. I don't like it. So cognition is based upon the sight, sound, taste, touch, smell, and mental objects. So there are 6 consciousness, not one. Right? So this you should know. So first you have to divide like this, which will take you a couple of hours or more. So we did 1 or 2 hours of that hindrance removal. Then another couple of hours spent in developing 5 khandhas. Then the actual work begins to remove the upadana khandha dukkha. Now we come to Silavanta section. Okay, vilas as a rupa. What is vilas? In rupa. Vilas is a food, basically. From morning till night, the only thing he can do from the time of his birth till the time of his death is to keep on eating. Simple. Ahara samudaya, rupa samudaya. That's all is vilas. And to search for food is a problem. It's uncertain, anicca. And when he starts eating, it arises and passes away. The food has arisen, goes into the mouth, done. Again done. Again done, and the plate is empty. But did that cure the hunger? No, it does not. So that this dukkha, yes, getting food is uncertain. After getting the food, digestion is uncertain. After digestion, excretion is uncertain. All of these 3 indeed is dukkha. And because of that, it is roga, a disease. So I should see it as a disease. So after doing that, the removal of hindrances, after dividing myself with 5 khandhas, now I start 1 full hour of anicca, 1 full hour of dukkha, 1 full hour of roga, 1 full hour of ganda, 1 full hour of salla, 1 full hour of aghata, 1 full hour of abhadata, 1 full hour of parato, 1 full hour of palokato, 1 full hour of shunyato, 1 full hour of anatto. 11 plus 3, 14, 14 plus 2, 16. Okay, that will take you to 4th jhana. Simple. Now let's look at the other steps. Ahara samudaya, rupa samudaya. This I keep on repeating in the mind. Ahara samudaya, rupa samudaya. Sabbe satta aharatika. All beings are nurtured by food. Now, what I should see, from the birds to insects to bacteria to virus to anything at all, they feed on food. Now, the number of human cells are far lesser than the bacterial cells in the body. If you don't know, please take a look. And there is mitochondria in the cell which does eating, not you. It's not meant for you. It's for mitochondria. It's anatta in that way. And you have to feed the cell, not you. Excuse me, it's not for you, for the cell. And cells are going to multiply. It's not you, it's a cell. But if it multiplies more, it's called cancer. It's not you. It's cell multiplication. If you think you're a cell, so be it. Fair. Argument is fair. But it's not for you. It's a cell which is multiplying. In fact, when you think you came, it's a blastocyst. It's not you. It's a cell which got multiplied. At that moment, you are in the second charm. If you could do this. Okay. So, you have to see actually what's happening. You are seeking food, ahara samudaya, rupa samudaya, sabbe satta, aharatika. So it is anishchit. It's uncertain whether you get food, and if you get food, how it get digested, and if it get digested, how it get excreted. All the three are not in my control. As an example, when I get up, generally I should go for bowels, for clearing the stomach. Didn't happen. Not feeling hungry, but I'm feeling sick. That's why it's called uncertain. You can't be certain you'll feel hungry. You can't be certain you will not be hungry. Just because you ate just now doesn't mean that you'll stop feeling hungry. It's got nothing to do with it, because it depends on the mitochondria, how much it can extract. If it extracts more and it stores the fat, it becomes hungry. It asks for food. So now your job is to hunt for food, which is roga. It's like a boil. It can have pain anytime. Any part of your body can burst into pain. It can be head, can be eyes, it can be ears, it can be nose, it can be tongue, it can be tonsils, it can be a throat, it can be chest, it can be abdomen, it can be back, it can be shoulder, it can be legs, it can be feet, it can be anything. It's a boil. It will burst. And when it bursts, and that's it. Nothing you can do. So this rupa, vilas, is a boil. Can burst. Will burst. It also bursts as urine and feces. And nothing I can do. It can also burst as sweat. Nothing that can be done. Okay. So please remember that it bursts. So if I'm saying 1 hour, is I have to see this entire cycle from the time of my birth till today. Atita, past, Anagata, future, Pachupanna, now, Ya Kachi Rupa, any Rupa is of the same. Ahara Samudaya, Rupa Samudaya, that's it. Okay, now continuing from there. Sallato, arrow, always arrow stricken. You will not have a part of the body which is not paining. Something or the other will be paining. If not anything, the stomach pain is going to be there of hunger. It's going to be there. Piles is a pain. I don't think so. It's fun. So it's arrow. I think Arrow knows it most. Is like an arrow. He can't sit. He can't stand. He can't walk. A poor guy will just have to lie down. How much can he ignore? If you want to see an arrow, here is the arrow. He's drinking water, he's drinking buttermilk, he's drinking everything I've said him to do it. But the piles have become more stronger than his willpower. Right? I don't know. Poor guy. And he eats Indian food on top of it. Even then, my friend, in his case, is the piles. He's constipated. All the time he's constipated. Okay, what can he do? It's arrow. And if it is true, then aghata, it's tremendous distressing. The whole body is distressing. You can only hope it doesn't do it to you. Meaning, if you're not in hospital now, the conditions are not right. But it's distressing. Abhadata. It's a beautiful Pali word. Badha means hindrance driven. Abhadata is completely hindrance. It just can't do anything with this rupa. Till you're alive, till the end of the breath, last breath, you don't know what all it's going to present. Let's take Ajahn Chah's example. He lost his entire brain. So he couldn't remember anything. And he was bedridden for more than 20 years. No idea that he was once Ajahn Chah. If you read his autobiography, which his students have written, you will see how the life presents. You don't know what to do. Okay. That's the reason it's abhadat. Parata, alien. This body is alien, not yours, not anybody's. Because you can't dictate terms to this rupa. Because how does rupa come? Food. So what will you dictate? Nothing. palokata, disintegrating from the time of the first blastocyst which happened before I'm 54 here. It's been disintegrating. And every copy of the previous cell has become more inferior than superior. I think we have Dr. Madhukar here, and also we have Mulakasutta, who is a doctor. She will agree with me that when the cell copies, it doesn't copy everything, it drops. So before the cell dies, it's not exact copy of that cell. There's a changeover, and that's why the jarata, aging, happens. Nothing you can do about it. Even if you think it's you, there are so many millions of cells. It's not you. Just if you don't believe that, if somebody knows it, look at platelets. The platelet counts can reduce drastically to a state of the person dying. But when they inject platelets back, the body comes back, which means food. So I had to tell Vilas, my dear friend, don't assume it is you. It's disintegrating. You are able to speak here because you have platelets. If the platelets were to reduce from 200,000 or 300,000 to 30,000, you require an ambulance service immediately. And you require few donors to give you platelets. So don't assume. It's palokato. And every platelet is shunya. There's nothing there in the platelet. And if you fill up with blood, RBCs, also it is empty. If Vilas is an empty shell of white blood cells, T cells, red blood cells, and platelets, and whatnot, and mitochondria, don't forget it. If you learned biology in your school, maybe you know what is mitochondria. Otherwise, refresh yourself at what is mitochondria. That will allow you to see that there is no person called Vilas in any cell, let alone anywhere else. And hence, anatta. So this will take me 11 hours to 12 hours or more, plus 2-3 hours to make it its 5 khandhas, and another 2 hours for hindrance removal. And hence 18 hours of breath watching. Now, while I do this, the Vedana, for those people who can't do it together, can know that you can do it the next day. You can't do it together with Rupa. I don't know. Okay, don't know. Here is how you need to work on the Vedana. Today we'll finish till Vedana because if I take Sanya, Sankhara, Vinyana, I think it will go to 11 a.m. So, how to work on Vedana? Just like you did the 5 khandhas, you did 6 senses, they are not yours. The first place. Just like mitochondria is not yours and the cells are not yours, so the eye is not yours, ears is not yours, nothing is yours. Now, the feeling what you get out of these senses comes in three packets. The first packet is liking. The second packet is exactly opposite, disliking. The third packet is neutral. So I will now see it as attiyati, harayati, jigucchati. Where does it say? I have never heard like this before. And I will give you the answer where it is said for you. Because we have to practice MN 152 earlier before coming here. But here is a state when you can do it again. So let me share the screen for you. And your sekha, right? So you're understanding Silavanta as a sekha, right? So now we'll come here. And how are they practicing trainee? Katancha ananda sekho hoti patipado. You just see what it is written there. This at least a stream enter. They still react to sense experience that are agreeable, disabled, but they understand that they lead to suffering and train themselves to be freed. So one of the key things before you start this exercise is to know you are at least a sotapanna. If you are a person of intellect or an academician, you are going to have a bigger problem to deal with. So you need to know for yourself that you are asotapanna. And this is exactly what Sujata also has written there. If you are not even a sekha, you can't get this Silavanta. If you can't get this Silavanta, you can't divide it by 5 khandas. If you can't divide it by 5 khandas, you can't get into Samathā. Indriya samvara is not going to happen. If that is not going to happen, then you are out of Buddha Dhamma, expelled from the course. So please make sure that you know for yourself your minimum sotapanna. Okay? Because the problem with this is in the exams what we take in the academic life, we get certificates on which basis we apply for higher education. But unfortunately here it's self-certification. So you certify yourself and you suffer yourself. Okay. So what should I do to know become a sotapanna? Go back. Understand what should be done. We have covered this umpteen number of times. Please go back. And for those people who are already sotapanna and beyond, this is for you. What? You have to do this. So tena upannena manapena uppannena amanapena uppannena manapa amanapena attiyati harayati jigucchati. So I feel disgusted. The last one is the one, if you can take it, because that's what you need to do, is to get disgusted by this form, by this feeling, by this perception, like that. For that, you need to cut out these 5 senses which keep on multiplying. Okay? Attiyati, you should see it like a empty bone. There's no taste in that. Actually, this meaning is with relation to dogs, which keep on biting the bone and bleeding comes and they start eating the bleeding thinking that there's flesh. Okay. Any person, including Vilas here, should see that it's due to food the body is made, not because Vilas have to stay. The body is made. I feel disgusted of the sight, disgusted of the sound, disgusted of the taste, disgusted of the smell, disgusted about the mental objects. Okay. So when I see sight by the eyes, instead of abhinandati, abhivadati, ajjosaya thittati, that means abhinandati welcomes, abhivadati continues to relish, ajjosaya thittati, ajjosa means attachment, ajjosaya thittati means attaches with that object. Instead, I replace this one, abhinandati, with atthiyati, abhivadati with harayati, and ajjosaya thittati with disgust, which is jiguccha, jiguccha. Okay. Now, what I'm supposed to do here? When I see the sight, I look at the indriya samvara, see that, oh, I'll get in three parts: liking, disliking, neither liking nor disliking. All the three are not valid to hold on to. So I will cultivate upekha. I'm using the word cultivate because bhavana. What do I do? The feeling, what I'm getting, is driven by the object. So when I see it as this form, vilas, as anicca, uncertain, it's conditioned by food, what should be the feeling conditioned by? The contact, phassa. Phassa samudayo, vedana samudayo. So what I do, all Vedanas have this 11. Anicca. I can't say I get pleasurable sensation if I'm following Goenka technique, let's say pleasant sensation in the body. Or if I'm not following Goenka tradition, I can't promise pleasant feeling coming out of my body, my eyes, my ears, my nose, my tongue, and from the mind. Anything can come. So I'm repelled by that. Why? I don't know what will come. I have no power to change. I'll get all the three. So I will not hold on to it. So I start anicca, uncertain. Because of that, it is dukkha. Because I can't do anything of disliking. Meaning, when I go out here, I and, let's say, Ashwin, we want to take a walk. There's trash or garbage outside. What to do? Do you want to remove the garbage? No. Do you want to dislike the garbage? No. Do you want to like the garbage? No. Do you like to ignore the garbage? You can't because you're seeing it. So then what's the answer to it? Atthiyati, harayati, chikuchati. Let's say we both go out and so nice road. Do you want to keep it as nice road? No, because somebody can dig and the nice goes off. So to see it like that. So this, in that 1 hour of rupa, 1 hour of vedana, has to be incorporated. 1 hour of sanya, perception, because even the perceptions are like that. Perceptions are driven by these 6 senses with the sense objects. So the eyes will perceive this object based upon the conditions, the sanya, perception, which is fake. It's not real. And how about sankhara? I need it to be like this. No, you can't. It's Chakku Sanchetana, Sota Sanchetana, Ghana Sanchetana, including Rupa Sanchetana, Saddha Sanchetana, Gandha Sanchetana, Rasa Sanchetana, Pottabha Sanchetana, and Dhamma Sanchetana. Not going to work. Sanchetayiti, meaning I intend, let it be like this. Sorry, sir, your intention has got nothing to do with it. I intend to fly US by business class. That's my intention. I want to see business class seat. I want to sleep in business class. The body should lie flat in business class. I want to taste business class. I want to smell business class. I want to have mental objects of business class. But what class I'm going? Economy. What should I do? Maybe I will ask Amarji to cancel the ticket. Or I will convince these people to say that if you want me to come, sponsor me business class. Should I do that? Can't happen. And even if it happens, let's say if it happens, how many hours will you sit in that flight? 9 hours? After that, all same. Then from Frankfurt to this place, Newark, another 9 hours. That's it. Once getting out of the flight, airport, and after that, what? Nothing. Where did the business class go? To the flight. And where did the economy go? To the flight. So can you not see that even the sankharas are anicca, dukkha, roga, ganda, sala, like that? Yes, they are. If rupa is like that, the vedana is also like that. The sanya is also like that. The sankhara is also like that. Now comes the last portion, vijnana. I'm just giving you a summary of it so that tomorrow when we meet, we take detailed, and you should work it that way. All cognition so far is the same. Cognition through the eyes, same. Anishchit, uncertain. And also it arises and passes away. The object arises, you cognize, it's gone. Example, we both had wheat bix. I think Bobby will be very happy. Ashwin also has got used to wheat bix now, Bobby. So maybe we'll transform entire Bangalore or half of the Bangalore to eat wheat bix sooner than later. Okay, so this wheat bix thing, okay, is what? It's vijnana, cognition. Who cognized it? Australia. And who agreed to it? It's Vilas. What did he get? Liking, disliking, neither liking nor disliking, or neutral. So the day Bobby and Shaniel offered this villas to eat wheat pigs. And by the way, Bobby had 6 months of training or whatever with Merin to prepare dosas and idli for me. And suddenly the plan changed to eating wheat pigs because I, Bobby, and Viren and Janak, we spent too much time in cooking, and that made a Shaniel comment that for 1 hour meditation, 4 hour eating. So that triggered this reaction that what can be done because we are at Shaniel's home. So we had to go by what he says, and then we changed over to Wheatbix. So the same evening, I ate a single Wheatbix without milk or anything, and just to see whether I can digest. The next day, can I go to the potty comfortably? You see this fun. You eat for potty. If the potty doesn't come, then you have a problem. So I don't know. So the time I'm going to stay with Avanti, she's going to have a miserable time giving me washroom. Hope that there was no need to go to the washroom, but nothing can be done. Anyway, coming back to this story, is that I was able to digest. So the next day, as usual, the potty came. So then I went back and informed both Bobby and Shaniel, I think I can shift over to Wheatpix. And from that day, I became an Australian, eating Wheatbix all the time. And when Janak was there, we used to prepare poha, otherwise it was Wheatbix. So then when I came back, I asked my wife, do you want to eat Wheatbix? And she said yes. So Mrityunjay and Veena were flying back from Australia, so I asked them to bring in Wheatbix. So they brought in Wheatbix. And from that day, my family adopted to Wheatbix style. Okay. So now we have Ashwin also almost converted to Wheatbix, I guess. So if that's true, where it is converted? In Vijnana. Where else? So isn't it uncertain that you can't really say you will eat poha or this or that? It can be changed. So now, yesterday we went to a mall and then it was like going in Australia, like Coles. Bobby, we have Coles here, almost similar like Coles or Woolworth or whatever you have in Brisbane. So next time you're hopping around here, we'll take you to Coles. And you get exactly how it is placed in Coles. Okay, anyway, coming back to this, we went. So I saw it. I was telling him that it looks like Australia. Then he said, I think we should visit. And we found Weet-Bix. So he bought a box of Weet-Bix and we came to the house. And today we had Weet-Bix. What a conversion. I didn't know what is Weet-Bix until December or November. And now by March, February, March, we are eating every day, almost every day, Weet-Bix for breakfast, like an Aussie. So we have 3 people here who are Aussies, seemingly Aussie. Okay, we just have to change the language to speaking like Australian. And then we are thinking we're done. So all that can be done in Vijnana, meaning language can be done in Vijnana. All the cognition, whether it's a Weet-Bix or blueberries or blackberry or this one or that one, and Indian food and Thai food and Vietnamese food or whatever it is cognition. So every cognition undergoes this 11 stages of corruption, so to say. So if you watch this 5 khandhas into 11, 4 outcomes are expected when you enter jhana. Either an arhat or an anagami, nothing less than that. And what's the practice? 18 hours of doing this. And what about the breath watching? It's by default, it will come. What about the cushion? Throw it out. No, I can't. Then please sit on cushion. It's your choice. You have 4 postures. Do what suits to you. Okay, that's all. That's takes you to Silavanta. And tomorrow, in the same sutta, what I spoke about 9.40, you come to Jhānas till Neva Sanya, Na Sanya, Aitana. 9.40. And then magic happens. Sanya Vedita Nirodha, which makes you an anagami. And that's it. So the starting point of this journey is Sotapanna. And the ending point is either a fully liberated arhat or anagami. So if you're not a Sotapanna, you're on a wrong bus. But if you're a Sotapanna, enjoy the ride. I mean, it's not wrong bus, it's a wrong bus, but you have to get down to a bus which takes you to Sotapanna. But if you are already and you possess this ticket, yeah, just enjoy the ride. You should be reaching shortly. Any questions? Anyone?
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
In the Sutta, you mentioned while doing a Indriya Samvara specifically for Vedna, there are 3 symptoms that need to be observed: Atiyati, Harayati, and Jigutsi. So, what does this Harayati means?
Nice question. I think I did not. I covered it long time ago. Harahati is like a cow without a skin.
Right now I remember. Yeah.
Because where it is covered, I think some people will say, what all do you say? It's not there. Now, if you go to Puttamamsa Sutta, there he talks about Phassa Ahara. And there the cow doesn't have a skin. And the beings in the eastern side follow the cow till it goes to the western side of the wall. And then the beings in the western side of the wall push it to the northern side of the wall, and then the northern side of the wall beings push it to the southern side of the wall, and the cow is wriggling in pain. Every Vedana is like a cow not having skin. You are in search of Sukha Vedana, but what you get is unexpected result. It's painful. And hence it is attiyati, like a bone, harayati, like a cow without skin, outer skin, what I mean. And the inner skin is so tender. Why he uses that simile is because you can't tolerate it. So when the sight hits you, it's like that. When the sound hits you, it's like that. When the taste hits you, it's like that. When the smell hits you, it's like that. When the touch hits you, it's like that. When the mental objects hits you, is like that.
Right,
So,
sir.
sure. So these are the steps.
One more question, sir. In the beginning, you mentioned that before starting anything, one should have a purpose, right?
Yes.
And this purpose lead you to develop a chand.
Yes. You need, I think we have already covered this. You need to go as per Mulakasutta. Chanda Mulaka Avuso Sabbe Dhamma. Manasikara Sambhava Sabbe Dhamma. Phassa Samudaya Sabbe Dhamma. Vedana Samusarana Sabbe Dhamma. And then Samadhi Adipataya Sabbe Dhamma. And Samadhi Pamukha Sabbe Dhamma. Satadipataya Sabbe Dhamma. Vimukti Sara Sabbe Dhamma. Panyuttara Sabbe Dhamma. Amato Gada Sabbe Dhamma. Nibbana Pariyosana Sabbe Dhamma. If you forget this, you will not go anywhere. You will be circling like that cow without skin.
Mm.
So even before I start my practice, meaning before Samatha practice itself, before Indriya Samvara, I need to know what I'm supposed to do. Is as per Mulakasutta, Anguttara Nikaya 10.58. I should keep it as my Bible, if I could say Bible, or if I should take it as Buddha Dhamma, that's my teaching Dhamma. Because without interest, there's no manasikara. So the purpose comes only when there is chanda. What's my interest in doing it? And in medicine or in neuroscience, you require dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and the final chemical which makes things up to make it possible is endorphin. You need to take the pain of doing it, for which you require abundance quantity of endorphin. Without that chemical, nothing can happen. Otherwise, the brain produces cortisol, which makes you feel literally depressed, sad, and then drowsy. You lose interest in life, and that creates loneliness. So it becomes psychological problem. And for most people, Buddha Dhamma takes them to depression because there's no dopamine, there's no rewarding system. So you start to believe that it's only dukkha. So you start to hunt for dukkha, which is idiotic because it is nibbana pariyosana sabbe dhamma. It's for extinguishment, not for searching for dukkha. So you need to be careful on what you are selecting. So you require interest. Just to repeat what I said, Chanda Mulaka Avuso Sabbe Dhamma, Manasikara Sambhava Sabbe Dhamma, Assa Samudaya Sabbe Dhamma, Vedana Samosarana Sabbe Dhamma. Then Samadhi, what? Pamukha Sabbe Dhamma, Satadipataya Sabbe Dhamma, Panyuttara Sabbe Dhamma, Amato Gada Sabbe Dhamma. Okay, Vimukti Sara Sabbe Dhamma, Nibbana Pariyosana Sabbe Dhamma. Don't forget this. Nothing will work. So that's the reason you have Sataka Sampajanya, Sapaya Sampajanya, Gochara Sampajanya, Asammoha Sampajanya. without which you are not in the game.
Right, sir.
It's
Thank
not
you,
about
sir.
only you, Madhulika, it is for everyone. Same. Yes, Saryu, you had a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, not a big one, but on this point of this Indriya Bhavana Sutta, where the second portion we're talking about, and that is for Sotapanna. But I'm just curious, the first part where he talk about things are conditioned and all that. But for that, it's to break the view that these are worth pursuing. But as you enter the stream, now you should cultivate the perception of these actually being
Yes.
bad torture. So it's a different level of practice now. It's no longer conceptual and understanding driven.
The first one, the first 6 represents how easy it is. He gives example, like somebody puking or spitting. So upekha is so easy. If you know manapa, amanapa, manapa, amanapa, then it is so easy. Or just like a strong man would open up his arm. It's so easy. Like that. Yes, go ahead.
But even being a Sekka or a Sotapanna, it doesn't mean all these feelings are so easy to become neutralized, right? So
no, that is Samatha practice. So when I say I'm doing Samatha, it involves Indriya Samvara. So I need to desymbolize like what we had seen earlier, right? So you need to desymbolize. You need to remove the sign and the description. Animitta gahi hoti, na nana byanjana gahi hoti. So then you should not describe anything. Cut it out. When you see something through eyes, see it as dukkha because it burns you. Before I even come to 5 khandhas, I should have had samatha. To do samatha, I need indriya samvara. Then only samatha is going to happen.
okay, thank you.
Sure. Any other questions? Yes.
One more question from my end.
Yes, go ahead.
I just want to check my understanding. So, what we are studying now is like we are entering into a jhana by observing all the natures of each of the khanda.
Yes.
I mean, usually in the traditional practices, what people teach about jhana, they usually take breath as a nimitta and then goes into different stages of jhana. And if not, they might be doing any vipassana into that. And this is how it is very different from the regular traditional jhana practice.
Yes.
Is this understanding correct?
Yes.
Right.
We are going to follow as per Anguttara Nikaya 9.36, which is called a Jhānasutta. So ultimately, we are going to come to that. And we are going to check whether you have followed exactly that, you're getting the same side effect of doing it. If I could use that word side effect. So then it shows up either as an anagami or arhat, anagami, arhat, anagami, arhat, like that.
Mhm. Right. Thank you, sir.
Sure. Now, another thing, Madhulika, and is for everyone, breath watching is natural. You don't have to learn breath watching. There is no thing called as breath watching in Buddha Dhamma, except for knowing, being aware that you're watching the breath in the starting 2 lines of Anapanasati. So sato va asasati, sato va pasasati, that's the first line. Dhigam va asasanto, asasamiti pajanati, rasam va asasanto, asasamiti pajanati, this knowing part of it. After that, everything starts with sikhati, learns, not pajanati, not knowing it, learning it. Okay. If somebody thinks that breath watching is by default, I need to keep on doing that. Yes, initially you need to do it because you don't know so much of Buddha Dhamma to really do it. So if we are following this track of getting into Sotapanna and then doing all of that, Then you need to do what we are doing now. Before Sotapanna stage, you can use TMI, you can use whatever you want, Goenka, whatever techniques, Ledi Sayadaw, Mahisi Sayadaw technique, Ajahn Chah, Ajahn Brahm, Ajahn Lee, Ajahn that, some Sri Lankan tradition or whatever traditions you would like to follow, Vietnamese or Burmese or Cantonese or Singaporean or whatever it is. It doesn't matter what you follow, because all of that is supposed to bring you to Sotapanna. Once you are a confirmed Sotapanna, and then that's it. Nothing more to be done. Now you're on the bus, which will take you to freedom. Any questions? Now, if you still have a doubt, am I Sotapanna? Am not a Sotapanna? Am I Sakadagami? Not a Sakadagami? Am I Anagami? Not an Anagami? That is a blockage. Remove it. So the TMI team, which is really doing in Australia, is about coming into Sotapanna. Or the TMI team doing in Bay Area is again to know that you're a Sotapanna. Nothing beyond that. This is good. But if you're already Sotapanna, you can move forward. That's just to establish the breath. Because my problem is I don't know the hindrances, nor I know what to practice, and hence TMI is better. But once I know this, 18 hours of breath watching is not at all a big issue, because breath watching is not required. It's default. What's there to watch a breath? It comes by default. If I start contemplating on anicca nature of rupa, breath is there. I can watch the breath and I can be contemplating on the rupa, on this rupa, vilas rupa, for 1 hour. And the Vedana also I can contemplate. The Sanya, the Sankhara, Vinyana. 5 khandas in 1 hour. On anicca, then dukkha, then roga, then ganda, then salla, like that. So each 1 hour. Yes, Bobby.
Yes, it is according to Jhānasutta, is that says that the first jhana is, with the first jhana itself we can attain
Yes.
full ending
Yes.
of
All the 9 are like that only. That's what we are going to do.
Okay, so first jhana is enough for even becoming a arahant.
Yes. You don't have to go to all the 9.
Thank you. That's a relief.
That's a relief from suffering, Bobby. I know that. Any questions? Otherwise, we are fit to close. So can you tell me the steps? Somebody summarize me the steps. Whatever I said till now. From today, I will ask somebody to summarize. Even in the Hindi section, I'm going to ask somebody to summarize. Let's see how much you remember. Sati. Nobody's volunteering to summarize. Yes, Sergio, go ahead.
There are different aspects of it, but I guess there's has to be interest. So this mulaka has to be there. and primarily you talk about this 5 hindrance removing on that Nāgasutta, and then you contemplate on the 5 aggregates using the 11 attributes on each individual, or 1 hour each for Rupa and Vedana and Sanya, something like that, and make it all day as practice.
Right. So let me put this in a even more better format. Number 1, purpose. Why are you here in Buddha Dhamma? Is to reach Sukha. So there are 3 kinds of Sukha: Kama Sukha, Jhānasutta, Jhāna itara Sukha. Okay? Or Kama Niramisa, or Samisa Niramisa Niramisa itara, however you want to take it. And I only know Kama Sukha. I don't know Niramisa Sukha. So my first interest, so to say, is to attain Niramisa Sukha. So that's the purpose. No, my purpose is Nibbana. Sorry. Nibbana is the effect of doing all of this. So let's be clear. Now, having done this, that I need this Sukha, there are 3 places of Sukha: Brahmakayika, Abhasara, Subhankina. And now I want to achieve it. Okay? I want to achieve it because Buddha says so. Not because somebody says so. Should do, shouldn't do. I remove the doubt, uncertainty from my mind. And I believe what Buddha says. And I start my journey. To reach back to the place, I need to follow Chakravarti Sutta. So remove the 10 immoral deeds, put the 10 moral deeds, and know the consequence of bad action. So then I get Hiri and Ottappa. For that, I bring in Sekha Sutta to become a Sekha of the Buddha. So now first I do Sila and I do Indriya Samvara. For doing Indriya Samvara, I come to this MN 152 to apply the first 6 sections indicated there, that Upekha has to be developed. Okay. And now that I have a relatively good amount of Upekha, which brings me Samathā due to Sila, now I am embarking my journey further into Samadhi. Right? Samathā itself is the starting point of Samadhi. Vipassana is the end point of Samadhi. In between is Jhāna. So now I need to do something to contemplate or keep on looking at it. So I have to divide Vilas by 5 khandas and see what Vilas is all about. And that's it. And then look it in 11 ways, which gives me gateway into the jhana. And then my sensual desires are kept away. And I start on first jhana. Should I watch my breath? Shouldn't I watch my breath? Is a visikiccha. Should I watch in the nose or in the chest or in the abdomen? Visikiccha. Should I sit for 1 hour or more? Is visikiccha. This doubt is horrible So what should I do? Just do akusala removal. That's what I need to do. And know that the breath is coming in the nostril area and it expands into chest and abdomen. So satova asasati, satova pasasati. I develop awareness, not attention. So the manasikara is on removing the dirt and the awareness is on the breath. Now I start working. So the jhāyaka is one who burns. What does he burn? He burns the defilements. At the end of it, he is gifted with vipassana. That blade or that sword or that knife which cuts ignorance. And once it cuts, he will sing a song, Nibiddhaya Viragaya Nirodhaya Upasamaya Abhinyaya Sambodhaya Nibbana. That's a full summary of what we are going to do or what we have started. Now, some questions. I'll cover that also. First question, should you sit? I don't want to answer. Should you stand? No answer. Should you walk? No answer. Should you lie down? No answer. You can do in all the four postures is the answer. So what should I do? Wash the breath in the nose or chest or abdomen? That's pretty too basic. So you're not a Sotapanna, please go back. Okay. Third, I don't want to do jhanas. You are not even come anywhere near, please go back. I don't believe I should do jhanas. Same answer, please go back. But the person is going to come back again. Please go back. Simple. It's very important that you don't ignore jhana. Simple. It's there in the Sutta, MN6. For those who have this visikiccha doubt, can refer back to that Sutta. If they are not convinced about it, no problem. Leave it there and do what they want to do. But if they ask me, I'm going to say it's important. And shouldn't I watch the breath for jhanas? No. It's the 5 khandhas into 11 ways of seeing it. That's it. That's jhana. Oh, I was thinking that you just watch the breath and it goes to first jhana, second jhana, so peaceful and all that. Yes, it is. You should do that, come back to here. To first do that, that's anariya, and come back here. If you want to go on the ariya side completely, do this. 5 senses into 11, 55 ways of seeing it. Do it. Each 1 hour, 1. The breath will be there all the time. Should we end then? Any questions before we end for today, and tomorrow we do the other ones? So hopefully you should be able to start doing this today. And it's a continuous exercise. Bhavita bahulikata. So don't just think that, oh, once we close this call, all over and we continue our lives till we meet again. Okay, so don't be under misunderstanding that, okay, after this or tomorrow only we are meeting. Or you can say, fortunately, we're meeting only tomorrow. Now it's your call. Do what sounds right for you. In fact, Venu gave a very good suggestion on the other day. You say how much ever they want to take, they will take it, which makes sense, that I shouldn't force people to do it. But I go by what Buddha says all the time. He used to say, appamadena sampadeta. And even after that, the pamada is there, where enjoy the ride. And you can get down the bus whenever you want. Absolutely fair. And in fact, the Mara is going to stop the bus all the time. So people have opportunity to get down the bus. Okay.
So you want to get down at the end of the...
you can beat the Mara, or you can do whatever you want, because the 6 khandhas are the Mara. So it's up to you what you want to do. You don't want to do jhanas, don't do it. You want to directly do vipassana, go ahead and do it. You want to follow a tradition, please go and do it. You don't want to do anything except for knowing it, yeah, go ahead and do it. But my sincere request, don't bring these kind of questions to me and trouble yourself. You be your own guide and do whatever suits you. And that would be the most appropriate answer I can give. Because if you go as what it says, you will reach. It's up to us. And that Aninjasappaya Sutta talks about how to beat the Mara in his own game. And I'm happy that Ashwin has done it. He has taken that for months, been on that sutta, did it. It works. Okay, all those who are clapping, wish that you would also do it. In fact, you should buy Nike shoes, because it says just do it. Don't argue, just do it. Okay, should we end? All good? Meet you tomorrow then. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Namabuddhaya.
Mano.
Thank you, sir.